I don't think you are going to be happy with me, but let me start. Somalis deny Africanity. They do not want to be identified as African. They want to be Arabs. And the Arabs are pushing them. There's a dilemma here. You see, there's identity crisis here now. I don't have identity crisis. I'm an African, and there are so many Africans in Africa. I don't have identity crisis. You can call me whatever you want. But I have identity. You do not have identity now because the Arabs have refused you. They are telling you, ya Abid. And you're better off to accept me as your brother rather than going to an Arab. So, we called Somalis, in that article, Africanity by accident of geography. This group consists of those who happen to be in Africa without their wish to be there. Individuals who found themselves living in the continent by virtue of circumstances beyond their control. In other words, circumstantial Africans. Members of this group are not pleased to be identified with negritude or blackness, be it by value, ideology, culture, ethnicity, or any other quality except by the accident of being in Africa, of existing on the continent. So, the only time that a Somali nomad or a pastoralist, and I have nothing against nomads, the only time he or she will accept to be an African, or she or he may instantly turn around from Arab to Africa, is if she or he encounters discrimination of identity, denial from that group. And I have seen this in Egypt. I have seen it in Saudi Arabia, and I have seen it in Canada. I'm a Canadian by naturalization. You see? So in Canada, they come to complain. I was teaching at York University in Canada. ورنا على عبودك يا قال هذا والله والله مثل كلا الصع. And I tell them, welcome to the real world. In Canada, I used to teach at York University. Some of my students, they come to me and they say, Prof, these white people, they discriminate us. This is not right. I said, yes, welcome to the real world. Because I have training for discrimination. You gave me. Back home, you gave me that training. To me, this piece of cake. I never felt even single day in Canada that I was discriminated. Never. Because I was already prepared by you guys. As the person who assumes that the purpose of discussion is the pursuit of truth. Now, he continues, such an intellectual is one who attempts to identify problems, reflects on them, and does not shy away from asking hard and unpleasant questions. I didn't shy away, I explained. And who suggests, not imposes, some type of solution to the problem under his or her scrutiny. So he concludes and says, therefore, I would argue that an overwhelming number of Somali intellectuals are simply university and college graduates. Because education which does not bring about a transformation in the consciousness of the educated is hardly beneficial to the individual, let alone to society. If you are educated and the education is not bringing any transformation in you, you still go back to your tribe. You still go back to the nonsense of calling me, or Adon Batai, Bid the Batai, which I don't understand. You see, but like now I'm not called Adon because I'm a professor. Everybody knows there's a little resource around me. Everybody will come. Now I'm removed from Adon to Adonhood. Now, we're Sudan way. I'm Sudan. I'm not Sudan. Adon. So, therefore, here I think the Chinese proverb I picked is very handy here, is useful. It says, to know and not to act is not to know. If you know something, you don't act on it, then you don't know it. So, I wish we had enough time. Now, this is where I come to the character, which I think Burhan, most of it he covered. I thank him. It's the first time I meet him, and I heard about him, and I